Hello and welcome to the first episode of a new series. This is Crusader Kings 2 with the HIP mod, and we are going to be doing something similar to the last Shattered Balance series, which unfortunately ended prematurely. The Shattered Balance scenario customization has gotten a bit of an overhaul in a recent update to HIP, so it has more options, and I'm excited to try them out. So we're going to start in a kind of similar way. We're just going to do custom game setup and probably just choose a random ruler. We will probably go for the William the Conqueror bookmark though. It's the preferred balance bookmark. I'm not sure if it makes too much of a difference if you're doing the Shattered Balance scenario decisions, but we may as well anyway. It'll start us with a higher tech level if nothing else. And let's do random character. We might re-random again if we end up in, say, a similar area to we played before, or if I don't like the look of it for some other reason. And of course we did end up in somewhere else that... Actually, this is a vassal of Venice. Still, though, if we're in this area of the world, I think I'd rather try again and get somebody in a entirely new area. So we are a vassal of the Holy Roman Empire, which we won't be for too long, but we're the Count Poppo of Henneberg. Sounds pretty good. Let's get started. So we have Viet events and extended mechanics and flavor, of course. But before we get started, we obviously need to take a look at the New World Order. The scenario customization decision allows you to completely facelift the map in myriad ways: independent counts, de jure dukes, or de jure kings. You can apply the decision to only certain parts of the world, randomize rulers, or retain previous rulers where they existed, etc. It can be invoked multiple times with different selections for more complex results. So I think the main thing we want to do is to actually split the world into de jure dukes rather than independent counts as we did before, which should speed up the start of the game a little bit. People will start out with a little bit more power than previous. So let's see, we can select independent counts, de jure dukes, or de jure kings mode. We'll be asked whether to apply the New World Order to the whole map, only Catholics, only Christians, or only Muslims. Note that you can take this customization decision again with different selections to get more complex results. So, de jure dukes. For those rulers which already hold de jure duchies, should they remain the dukes of their capital duchies, note that this only affects already existing duchies. We'll say yes, even if this makes me a vassal. I don't mind starting as the vassal of a duke. It'll give us a little bit more work to do at the start of the game, but that's okay. And to which groups should New World Order apply? So we can apply it to everyone, only Catholics, which would leave the Roman Empire intact, and also any of the Muslim realms, most of which aren't especially large, I guess, except for the Seljuks. Which maybe that would be okay. We can leave the Roman Empire and the Seljuks to fight it out between themselves, as most of Europe is sort of descended into independent duchies. Sure, I think we'll apply to only Catholics. We're right in the middle of the Catholic world basically here, so we'll have plenty of room to expand, and the Roman Empire will be able to probably expand into the Catholic lands too. So they might even be a greater threat once we are strong enough to fight them. Would we like to spare the Pope's lands? Well, the Pope has only a few counties around Rome here. I guess he could keep that. Why not? Spare all of the papacy. And yeah, we'll spare the merchant republics. I don't think it's going to affect us too much, seeing as we're pretty inland wherever we are. And I think we will enable certain rapid conquest CVs for faster conglomeration of the New World Order. They stop being valid once the ruler's realms grow on a certain size. Okay, that's fine. We'll allow those. And there we go. So yes, the Roman Empire stayed as is, as this did the Seljuks and everyone else. That is fine. So we're actually a duke. We're not actually a count. That's fine. Where are we? We're the Duke of this 4-county duchy. Okay, good to know. Let's see. I think we do want to take some more of these customization decisions first. I think we will feudalize tribes so that all of these realms over here are more powerful than they would otherwise be. In addition to feudalization, it will also build a random but plausible distribution of additional castles, cities, and temples in the once tribal areas. So basically these are all just going to get upgraded to as if they were more developed, and basically like the game used to be before the tribal holdings were introduced. So we'll say okay. And I think I'm not going to turn on Lucky Rulers. I did that in the previous Shattered Balance campaign, and I like the idea, but it seemed like the Lucky Rulers didn't actually expand more quickly or aggressively than the non-Lucky Rulers, so if it doesn't have that kind of effect, I think it's probably better just to leave it off. And I think I am going to enable gender equality again. That was pretty fun, so we'll take that, and that will do it for our customization decisions. So, we do have some other things we need to take care of here. Unfortunately, we are over our vassal limit. We control personally this county, Henneberg, which is a terrible county, only a single castle. We are going to want to probably revoke all of our vassals' counties. In fact, this whole duchy is pretty underdeveloped. Only a single castle in 2 of the counties, and 1 subholding in the other 2. So we're probably going to want to revoke our vassals' holdings and add them to our own domain, which we do have the domain limit for. Let's start, though, by getting our council members doing their jobs. We'll train troops in our capital, we'll collect taxes in our capital. We'll study technology, I suppose, in Constantinople. Probably no need to be proselytizing. If I had to guess, we're probably uniformly Catholic. But we can send him to improve religious relations with the Pope, who should be pretty happy with me because I let him keep all his land, if nothing else. Okay, we need to get married. I guess we can marry a wife with high diplomacy, which will at least help out with our vassal limit at the start here. Though there aren't too many good candidates available, it seems. Yeah, I guess you'll do. Okay, we should take the ambition to get married also, since we are just about to fulfill it. And we need to choose a focus. I think we'll start with... Let's start with a family focus. Will give us extra fertility so we can start having children as soon as possible. And I haven't really done family focus much in previous games, so it'll be fun. We should gain a little diplomacy out of that, maybe increase our vassal limit a bit, so that should be okay. Alright, let's unpause then. Oh, okay, I guess it just needed to recalculate our vassal limit because it's actually 26 and not 1, which I guess makes a lot of sense. Alright, we fulfill the ambition to get married. We can collect a royal aid duty to pay for the ceremonies. I think we'll actually gain the prestige. And we can pick a new ambition. We can become king of Franken. Let's check out the de jure kingdoms in this area, incidentally. We are in the de jure kingdom of Franken, so that will probably be our first order of business to form as a title. Unfortunately, taking the ambition, since we're not pagan, won't actually give us any particular advantages, except for the 1,000 prestige if we manage to do it. I think we'll just take the ambition to have a son. Will give us some extra fertility. And our heir, who is currently our half-brother, is unmarried, so I guess we'll get him married. Though I would definitely prefer not to inherit as him. Sure. Marry this lustful princess of Sweden. We should actually check out our own character, which I haven't really looked at. We're okay, pretty terrible on martial, but good stewardship, good intrigue, and okay diplomacy. If we can lose envious and shy, that would help us out, but Otherwise, I think we're not in too bad a position here. Okay, they're married. For our military, we have access to about 1,000 troops right now, which is not great. We should, even though we're well within our vassal limit, try to revoke these counties from our vassals, since we can easily hold on to them ourselves. And in fact, we should be able to plot to revoke them. No? Even though they're in our capital duchy? Well, okay. We could just go full tyrant and revoke everything, but I kind of don't really like doing that. In fact, since he doesn't have an heir, we could potentially kill him and inherit his county. Is that the case for all of our vassals? Not you. But it is for 2 of them. Okay, well, we'll see if we can do that. It looks like this guy is going to be the easiest to kill. Get rid of our customization decisions here. And unfortunately, it being so early in the game and us being so poor, we aren't going to be able to afford to really bribe anyone into our plots. And in fact, nobody is even bribable, even if we had the money. So I guess maybe we'll try this guy instead. Oh, and we are subject to a war declaration already by the Duke of Franconia. Okay. This is our neighboring duke. I guess he's more powerful than I am, which is why he feels like he's able to attack me. He has access to 2,000 troops, good lord. Well, we can call in our allies, so obviously we will. Because we probably need them. And we'll go ahead and raise our 1,500 troops or so, I guess. There is a major river here. Hopefully we'll be able to bait him into attacking us across that. I think if we park our army in Würzburg, if you'll pardon my pronunciation, we should have a decent chance of doing that. And if we have to go ahead and take out a loan immediately, then I think we will. We can only take a small loan, which, let's see what mercenaries we have available. These are just boats. It would allow us to hire the Lombard Band, 600 extra troops, which would probably be enough to make the difference here, and we could support them for at least a while. Oh, no, wait, no, they are already hired by Apulia. So the cheapest one available is the Rus Band, which obviously we would be able to maintain for not as long, but I think we may have to do that. Okay, our ally Prince Eric the Heathen has come in. And a call to arms from our brother-in-law in Silend, which I guess we'll accept. But of course he won't come into our wars, because he's a big jerk. And the Landgrave of Thuringia has declared on me immediately. Wow, okay. Well, that's pretty bad. We're definitely going to have to call people into that one. And we're definitely going to have to raise our mercenaries. So an exciting start here. Exciting in the bad way. Well, kind of the good way. We'll see how we do. So these guys are using the Conquer Ruler CB, so I think it's just going to be game over for us if we lose either of these wars, which is obviously terrible. Alright, so he's in here and sieging us. I guess we will probably gain some money if we win these wars, which actually is not going to be very much and isn't going to help us to maintain our mercenaries for too long. Well, I think we're going to have to fight a battle here. This is plains, and there is a river crossing to there, but not to this county. So we can go in from here with no terrain penalties. We'll get good leaders. We can't actually appoint leaders because our crown authority is too low. Okay. Well, we'll go in as we are then. Arranged marriage from the Doge of Venice. He wants to marry some person to a random courtier. I'll accept. So I think we'll just delay this a little bit to wait till we get up to full morale. Give ourselves the best chance possible. And let's see how it goes. So we broke his right flank, and my wife is pregnant during the battle apparently. Okay, we win this war. We're up to 70% on that one already. Unfortunately, now we definitely do not have enough troops to fight the army from Thuringia, which is obviously bad. Let's see. There is a river between here, and this is hills, so I guess if we have to fight him, we'll get him to attack us in Würzburg. I think we will follow the army from Franconia. We should be able to wipe it out without taking too many more casualties. And maybe even get ourselves to 100% war score. I have to imagine he'll get ticking war score against him at some point as well, if he doesn't occupy any holdings. Okay, and we have taken this battle, whether we want to or not, so let's see how it goes. No sign of any allies, of course. Our experience in matters of war has increased, and there are many things we'll do differently in future battles. So I think we'll gain the trait Unyielding. Are we actually leading this war? Or this battle? I guess we're not. We don't really like Unpredictable, and Organizer is really good, but is not actually going to help us in this battle, which I think is our most urgent concern, so we'll gain the trait Unyielding and see how that goes. And it looks like we have lost this one. So obviously that is terrible. We'll have to disband our units, because otherwise they're just going to get wiped out for a loss of war score. So we can white peace this guy. We're obviously going to get nothing out of it, though we'd only be giving up 34 gold, so it's probably worth doing. And now, how do we win this one? Okay, so this war is over. He's down to 1,200 troops. We can raise at maximum more than that, but unfortunately it's going to be a long time before we actually manage to replenish our troops to that level. And he's definitely going to be able to siege us down first. So I don't know if there's anything we can really do here. The cook had prepared a magnificent meal with lots of different fruits, various kinds of meat, plenty of freshly baked bread, and several mature cheeses. Let's try to become temperate and pay interest on our loans. I suppose we can see if we can assassinate the Duke. Cancel our current plot and see how we can do against him. I don't know if this will even end the war, but I suppose it's worth a try. Seems like it's not happening though. And unfortunately with the amount of defenders we have, it's pretty unlikely that he's going to lose enough men to siege events to be unable to siege us. We did have a son though, which is something. I suppose we'll take the ambition to develop our personal combat skills. I guess we can hope for our allies to come and save us. It looks like his war is going to be over pretty soon. Or we could also be saved by some other neighboring duke attacking Thuringia. That would be pretty good too. So we're up to about 550. We gain some free tech from Constantinople, which is also good, though not immediately helpful to our plight. Oh, and here comes the army of Tost from Upland to save our asses. Thank God. I was worried I was going to get a game over in the very first episode of the series. If that had happened, I probably would have just started again and you would never have seen this, but I'm glad it's not happening. So he's going to siege back our occupied land here. Which is very nice of him. We'll definitely be coming to his aid in any future wars. He could assault this. Okay, it seems the war that he was in has ended inconclusively. Or some other war. And we have to pay interest on our loans. Let's do that. And apparently we can call in Svend of the Sjalander Revolt. Let's actually not do that. I think we're going to be fine in this war now. Thanks to our gracious ally from Upland. Let's see. We can raise about 1,000 troops of our own. I think we'll just wait a little bit longer before re-raising. Oh, and it looks like Thuringia is maybe involved in a second war. Okay, everything's going great now. Okay, I think we'll go ahead and raise our 1,000 since I'm assuming Thuringia is actually depleted to about that level himself. And we can head up here and start sieging him. Okay, let's get our plot to kill one of our vassals started again, since this one isn't going anywhere. Ooh, and unfortunately he's attacked me in here before I've got my whole army together, but they are on the way. And so is good old Tost of Upland. Oh no, he was headed somewhere else. So we are going to lose this battle again. Which unfortunately loses us some war score. Oh no, just disband. Alright, well, that's fine. Our allies will take care of it. Now go siege some of Thuringia, maybe? Go siege the capital? That'd be nice. Offer of peace. He wants to white peace. I'll accept this. Okay, great. So I guess it was a big mistake to re-raise and lose all of our troops again, but we are going to be at peace with at least 2 of our neighbors for a while, and we should have the opportunity to maybe declare a war of our own. I'd like to maybe take over Bamberg here. They are probably pretty weak. But it will have to wait for the next episode. We're kind of out of time for this one. Overtime, in fact. So thanks for watching. If you enjoy the episode and if you want to support the series, clicking the like button would really help out. It helps with search rankings, that kind of thing on YouTube. And in any case, join me again for the next episode.